Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing? So this is week 3 of the movie Marquee challenge that I'm doing with Sandy from Crochet Canada. If you have never been here before, if you don't know what that is, it's a little year-long collaboration that Sandy and I are doing, where every month we take turns. This is my month, by the way. Drawing a random movie that we had selected at the beginning of the year, 6 or 7 or so movies. I put them into a little cauldron of mine. She put them into a little hat of hers, and we're drawing them at random. Like I said, this is my month. She started out the year with Silence of the Lambs, and this was my blanket, for example, and we're making a project based on the movie posters, which we will show you. We have our Facebook groups linked down below, both hers and mine, and if you care to join along and take some inspiration from said movie posters, we would A, super love that, and B, super love to see that. So if you have Facebook, we would love to see it on our Facebooks. Yeah, I think that is a super brief explanation. I'm pretty surprised that I kept it that brief. You can all guess by now, I'm sure, if you don't already know, that I am doing blankets. And my endeavor is, I have 2 things that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to learn to make them smaller instead of like the giant, like queen size roll up in them blankets that I always have made previously. And I am trying to use for my collection, which until these sales recently, I had been doing fairly well at using. Well, I mean, I'm still using from it. I don't think I've bought anything to use on these blankets so far. I don't think I've used anything. I almost did with the first blanket. I almost had to buy a second dark orange color. And that's why I incorporated the lighter orange, the brighter orange. But I didn't have to, which was great. So yeah, I don't think I have yet, but so I've been good using them down. I think that's what I was in the middle of saying before my brain just floated away. My thoughts floated away. But I have restocked my yarn with these sales. So it doesn't matter if I was like fairly tame or fairly good. I still restocked what I've basically used. So there's that. So definitely can't go just willy-nilly buying to get through these movies. But yeah, so far I've stuck to my goal, like I had said. And this month's movie, anyway, getting to the topic at hand, is Free Guy, which is, as I've more recently learned, is on Disney Plus. If you guys do want to watch it, it's not a requirement to watch it, but it's one of the movies that I most definitely suggest, if you haven't seen it, to watch it. It's really funny. Like, if you've been around my channel any amount of time, you know that I am very much a horror girl, horror fan. Which, by the way, the new It movie is finally out on Netflix too. So yay for that. But that's also not the topic at hand. But I had originally only watched Free Guy because my guy Joe Keery from Stranger Things was on it. He plays Steve on Stranger Things. And I was like, I'm just going to end up watching this movie like once because Joe Keery's in it, you know, just to like be the supportive fangirl that I am. And I actually ended up super loving it. Like, I don't know anybody who's watched it who hasn't super loved it. It stars Ryan Reynolds like as the main star, and I'm not a Ryan Reynolds girl, so I didn't think there would be like a comedy Ryan Reynolds. I was like, no, Joe Keery is going to be like the eye candy in it, and that's going to be that, right? No, I really, really, really love this movie. So there's my like sales pitch for the movie. I really think if you guys have Disney Plus, or if you are feeling super brave and want to just go rent it, if there's a place near you to rent it or buy it, I suggest getting, I have it on DVD also, because when it first came out, it was not on our Disney Plus. And I guess it came on right away. It's pretty much as soon as I bought it, it came out on Disney Plus. But anyway, the cover for Free Guy is right here. So as you can see, I did follow through with my promise to give you guys a lot of color choices. You don't have to use all the colors by any means. I did not use all the colors, most definitely, but I did pick and choose what I think is a decent variety of colors. Again, I'm making a blanket. What I decided to do, and here's my thought process on this. I'm also trying to be like, I was going to say be creative, but I didn't make the pattern, but I'm trying to try some new things that I haven't done before or done a lot of. Like I'd only made like 1 or 2 mile a minute blankets before. So I made a mile a minute blanket for like my Silence of the Lambs blanket. So what I did was, obviously I made granny squares before. I think a lot of us have, although I hadn't made them until later in my crocheting life. I didn't like start out with them like a lot of people did. But I am making mitered granny squares. And I was choosing between because I like my solid granny squares, but I chose to do like the open grannies, right? Because, slight spoiler again, Free Guy is about, like partially at least, about a video game. And even though it's a newer video game, so obviously like the graphics are not like old Nintendo style, where I was going with it was like graphics and like zoomed in like the pixels, or like the 8-bit graphics from back in the day, kind of, you know, like the block part of the pixels, the graphics. So I was thinking the little separation would be better than just a solid granny square. And like, here's the beginning of some of mine. Now I got the orange from the goldfish on the cover, and I got the pink from the bunny. I've gotten the blue from Ryan Reynolds' shirt. That's the light blue from his shirt. Obviously you've seen black in all of these so far. The black is, black had to be in all of them to represent Joe Keery's character Keys, because on the cover he's wearing a black shirt or black jacket or both. He's dressed in black. The white, I'm doing white squares also. The white is for her, she's got a jacket. Sorry, I know you guys were just looking at the cover. I don't have it directly in front of me, but she's dressed in white also. So the white I drew from there. And then I'm doing brown for Ryan Reynolds holding a coffee cup. And I just like the color brown, and I'm using not just from my collection, but this I decided, since they were all going to be the little scraps and the color changes were going to be the little ones in the middle, I'm using scraps, or what I consider scraps, because not all of my scraps are like this big. They're just basically anything that I've used. Like this is partially used, so this is in my scraps, right? So it's not entirely a scrap, but it's not a new skein, right? So I'm trying to use those also. So like the orange is a Bernat value that, oh my gosh, I'm finally starting to whittle away at this orange yarn. But I've had this since I started crocheting. This was a clearance at Meijer from like before our town had a Meijer. It was in a Meijer in like Kalamazoo, Michigan that had clearance, and I had bought so much of it because I love orange. And because I was like, oh my God, clearance, great deal. And it was one of those yarns in your collection that just like keeps multiplying somehow. I just keep finding random skeins of it. When I think that I have it all put away somewhere, then I find another one. That's this yarn. Like, that's one of them anyway. So, orange is Bernat value. The white is a Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn that I had used in a project like a really long time ago, and it had just stuck around and stuck around and stuck around. And now I finally have it used almost completely up. I think this is actually no, this is not the remnants of it. I must have put it away, but it's roughly this size. This is the Red Heart remnants. I'll tell you what I'm doing with this in an upcoming video on Thursday. I've already got it planned out, everything. How about that, you guys? What's significant about Thursday? The pink is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. Just a random skein that I had. That one was a full skein at the time. And the brown was left over from my Hopper log cabin blanket. Or Hopper cabin blanket. It was not a log cabin blanket. But yeah, I had almost a full skein left over from that. So it was a Joanne Value yarn. Joanne Big Twist Value, sorry. Which was also what this light blue is, and I am using this color, which you have yet to see, I know, in the color Sapphire. This light blue I think is called Cornflower. Also Big Twist Value. And what I'm using that for is, of course, also if you've been around this channel any times at all, you know that I love the continuous join. So I am joining them with the continuous join. And this is how it's looking. And I am loving it. I know I had said that once before. But that's how it started. And I know this is all of the joining progress that I had the last time. But I do have a lot more work done. I'll show you in just a second. I'm just showing you my plan still, I guess. Yeah, like you can see kind of how like the little graphic idea is kind of there, I guess, because of the blocks. But it also has this like whole like 60s, 70s vibe to it. I just cannot wait. Like, I really can't wait to get to the next row when this will be a thicker blue down here. I don't know, I think it's gonna look so pretty. Judging from the amount of light blue used though so far, I will say I think I may end up needing to get one more of these sapphires though. We'll see. But honestly, if I'm already in June and I only end up buying one skein of yarn, I might be okay with that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But so last time all I had to show you was the colored part of the square itself, like the middle part, the orange part, let's say, right? I had all of the center parts done, plus that row of joins. So I have the black part, the keys part, put on all of the orange and all of the white. I have the black and the blue put on all of the pink, all of the brown, and then a couple of the orange. And then there's one more orange at my desk that is almost completely done with the blue, but I ran out of the blue and I had to come in here, do the video, and start my next blue. Oh, and it is called Cornflower Blue. Thank you very much. And I have all of the ends sewn in because you know me, you know I like to do the ends now. So when I'm joining them, I don't have to deal with any of that. I hate getting to the end of a project and sewing in all of the ends. And that's a lot of ends, let me tell you what. Because that is, if there were no knots, because I like to cut knots and I don't like to rely on the knot later on. If there were no ends, that would have been at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would have been 6 ends for every square so far. Yeah. So that is the progress that I have done. I'm hoping tonight to get the blue on the last of these. I am rewatching Stranger Things season 4 again. I'm pretty sure you guys expect that. We're down to what, less than 2 weeks when you're seeing, or about 2 weeks, somewhere in that area. 2 weeks, I think. Actually, no, wait. It's going to be, today's the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. 10 days. Less than 2 weeks. We're 10 days before part 2 comes out, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm way too excited. I'm so excited. All right. So I think that's everything. If you have not subscribed to Sandy's channel, if you have not checked her channel out, you should go check it out. She's doing like a whole series where she's doing smaller projects based on different sets of colors from the covers. Her first one is just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So go check her out, subscribe, like her videos, check out her playlist, do all of the yarny lovey things for her. And yeah, I will check back in next week with the wrap up and the reveal of hopefully a finished blanket for you guys. And we'll find out what movie Sandy is drawing for the next month. Also next week, I believe. Well, when Stranger Things hits. Oh, I may be a day behind on that. I'm just kidding. I'll take time to see you guys. I'll pry myself away from Netflix for 15 minutes to talk about it. All right. I love you guys, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye, guys.